Well, hello, everybody. My name is Janie Burkett. My husband Jacob and I do this business from Denver, Colorado, and I wanted to welcome you to our little video today. We're just going to talk about prospecting and mastering the two-a-day promotion system here with Nerium International. And where you can find all the info that I'm about to go over is from your Nerium Bible, which is the success planner that came in your launch kit. And specifically, I'm just going to go over real briefly a little bit of training on page 22 of that success planner. It is page 22 of the new success planner. Depending on which edition of the success planner that you have, it may be page 20 or page 18 or even page 14. But if you have a success planner as of May of 2014, this is going to be on page 22. So here's what it is. It's called the prospecting wheel. And really what we're doing with this is going to use a sort versus sell strategy. I don't know about you guys, but I got into this business because I felt like I did not have to be a salesperson. And one thing that I've really loved about Nerium is we do have this strategy where we're just sorting and not selling. I feel like I can do that. I'm not going to offend any of my friends and family. We're also going to be buddies if they decide not to use the product or they decide not to do the business with me, which is fine. And this really enabled me to move myself out of the way and not get my feelings all intertwined in what was going on with sorting. I'm just simply giving people some information and letting them decide if it's for them or not. And that really has nothing to do with me. I really get to take my emotions out of it and just simply go on to the next. So what we're going to talk about is the 5 steps here. You can see them listed. Step 1 is peak interest. Step 2 is use a third-party tool. Step 3 is set a follow-up. Step 4 is follow up with a 3-way call. And step 5 is sponsor. So it all seems real simple there on paper, right? Well, let's talk a little bit about each one of these steps. So the first one is peak interest. This is really to start a conversation. You can share a few of the most exciting aspects of Nerium, but the key here with piquing interest is it should contain no details that are covered in a third-party tool. So, for example, I might say something like, oh my gosh, I'm using this new product that I love. It's doing amazing things to my skin. There's really no details in that. I'm really just saying how excited I am about this product, or oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this new business venture I'm working on. So I'm really just conveying some excitement and being happy and being upbeat. I'm not really saying any details. I certainly don't need to say, oh, you can get your product for free. There's this great program called 3-Year Free, or did you know we have a patented NAE8 extract? None of those things that are covered in a third-party tool. If it's a detail that's covered in a third-party tool, essentially it don't come out of your mouth. You want to make sure all the details that are in a third-party tool are covered by the tool and not you. And the reason for all of this is extremely duplicable. And the reason you want to be duplicable, going back to the other slide, is because you want this business to grow away from you. If you have to be involved in every aspect of your business, you're really only going to end up having a team of maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 people tops. Well, that's barely even enough to even earn your Lexus, and certainly not enough to get to the $50,000 bonus at National Marketing Director, and certainly not enough to go on the cruise that we're going on in June of 2015. You want a large organization, a lot of customers, and that can only happen if you're doing something that's duplicatable. And so the whole process, the whole philosophy behind all this is duplicatable. And that's why you want to make sure that any details that are covered in a third-party tool are not coming out of your mouth. They're coming from the third-party tool. One of my favorite things to do, this is kind of the secret sauce question, if you will, and that is, if I would you. And if I would you is a great question because it actually is the prospect giving you permission to give them some information and them also agreeing to take a look at it. So for example, I might say to Sally, we have a prospect, her name is Sally, and you guys are going to see Sally Prospect pop up everywhere. But if I said to Sally, hey Sally, I'm super excited about this new product I'm using. I feel like my skin is just glowing. I love it. I think you might love it too. If I sent you some info on it, would you take a look at it and see if it's something you want to look at more? So all I'm doing is saying, if I would you. If Sally says no, she doesn't want the information, then conversation over. I just go on to the next, and I'm not even wasting my time going through the rest of the steps with Sally, and I'm not making her feel uncomfortable, and I'm not ruining a friendship that I have. So if I would you is really my favorite question. It gives you permission to give some information to that prospect, and that they're going to confirm that they're going to take a look at it. So the next thing we want to do is use a third-party tool. So this is your way to let these tools be the message, and you're just going to be the messenger. And it also enables you to say less to your prospect and to more prospects. And you're going to hand out 2 third-party tools a day. You get to say less to your prospects and say less to more prospects. And one thing that's really great to keep in mind is you can always say too, it may not even be for you. Give them an out. I heard Mark Mishu, who's a 2-star NMD in the company, say one time, people are always making decisions based on something that will gain pleasure for them or either something to avoid pain. Well, if they feel like this whole process is going to be salesy for them, they're going to say no from the get-go because they want to avoid pain. But if from the get-go we give them an out and say, hey, may not even be for you, I just would love your opinion, then they're going to feel more apt to just take a look at our tool, which is really all we want. It's just for them to take a look at our tool. So what kind of tools can you use? You can use videos from your Nerium Communications Center. You can use the Reflector Youth or Live Better Opportunity disc brochures, the Real Decision packs. Also, our favorite tools are those Success from Home and Beautiful You magazines. And you can really ramp up your tools by getting involved in Nerium's magazine auto delivery program. And this is a great program. You can either have 20 or 40 magazines delivered to your home every month. That's really not even 2 a day, even if you get the larger kit. But what this will do is just kind of enable you to have that slide edge mentality of getting out 2 magazines a day. And so that it can really help you with your prospecting there. But even if you're not on the magazine auto delivery program, you definitely can be getting out videos from the NCC and information from there. So then after they see the tool, you want to go to step 3, which is set your follow-up. And what you want to do is get a specific time to follow up on the information that you just gave them, whether it's a magazine or a product or a video, and you want to schedule a 3-way call. So I think it's kind of funny that I am all about 3-way calls right now because, you guys, when I first got into this business, I specifically told my sponsor, Keely Nations, I was not going to do any 3-way calls because I thought I could handle it on my own. I did not feel like I needed any help selling an $80 bottle of night cream. But what I didn't know was 3-way calls was not about me. It was about the prospect, and the prospect feeling like that was something they can do. If they feel like all they have to do is send someone a video and then put them on a call with someone else, they go, hey, I can do that. I have the time to do that. That wasn't scary. I don't have to become a sales genius. I don't have to spend weeks and months getting trained. I just have to be excited, send someone a video, and put them on the call with someone else. Anybody can do that. So that's why the 3-way calls are so effective. So here's kind of a little sample script. I might say, hey, Sally, I'm so excited to connect with you about some of that info I just gave you. Can we chat briefly today? Maybe does 5:30 p.m. work for you? Just to chat real briefly. So one thing I always want to say is, can we chat briefly, or can we chat for about 5 or 10 minutes? I want to let them know I'm not going to keep them on the phone for an hour. And this will help the 3-way call go a little faster. And again, if we're keeping them on the phone for 45 minutes or an hour, they're going to think I don't have time to do that. So I want to make sure these 3-way calls go real quick. And the best way to do that is get them a tool first, and also let them know up front it's going to be a real quick call. And the other thing you'll notice about my script there is I did not say, hey, Sally, I'm so excited to put you on a 3-way call, or I really want you to talk to my upline, or my friend Jacob really wants to talk to you. I don't say it's going to be a 3-way call when I'm scheduling it. And here's where I got that tip from. I got it from Gold International Marketing Director Mark Smith on a senior director call about a year ago, and it really kind of blew my mind. He said this is one of those 1% tips that really kind of can make or break the whole deal for you. And the reason is if you ask for permission to put someone on a three-way call, first of all, they might not be sure exactly what that is, so that might confuse them. Then secondly, they also may think they're going to get into a high-pressured sales situation. And as you guys know from Nerium, we are not about sales. We are not about high pressure. We just kind of want to take them through the process. If it's for them, great. If it's not, that's great too. And so they don't know that it's not going to be high pressure. So they might be scared about that. So what we want to do is just tell them we're going to chat, today around 5:30 p.m. and schedule the call. And then from there, we're going to follow up with the three-way call. We're going to have a three-way call, and we'll, of course, let them know that there's someone on the phone at that time. So before I get to the three-way call, I want to kind of go over what we've gone over so far, because there's a way for you to get some extra bonus points and make this even more effective. And that is if you set up the three-way call before you ever even give them the tool. So if you see in our prospecting wheel, again, we have step 1, pique interest. Step 2, use a tool. Step 3, set the follow-up. Step 4, have the three-way call. You can actually combine steps 1, 2, and 3 all at one time. Here's how it kind of looks like. Hey, Sally, I'm super excited about this new project I'm working on. It may not even be for you, but I really, really value your opinion. So if I sent you some info on it, would you take a look at it and give me your honest feedback? Oh, you would? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to send it over to you tonight. I'm actually going to send you a video. It's 16 minutes long. Do you have 16 minutes to check it out tonight? Oh, you do? Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to give you a call back tomorrow just to follow up and see what you think about it. When do you have 10 minutes? Do you maybe have 10 minutes at like 5:30 p.m.? Would that work for you when you're driving home from work? Okay, great. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow at 5:30 and be looking for my email here in the next 30 minutes. So I'll get that over to you and we'll touch base again tomorrow. So that's kind of a sample script of how it can go really quickly. You can see in my call that I maybe made to Sally, it probably only took at most 5 minutes, probably less. And I've got a tool that I'm getting over to her, and I've already got my three-way call set. And I know she's going to watch it tonight because she told me she would. So you can see how this makes it super comfortable for both of us, because now I'm not worried that I'm bugging her when I call her tomorrow, right? I'm just following up on an appointment I already have scheduled. So now let's get to the three-way call and talk about that. So the first thing you want to do when you're doing a three-way call is call your upline expert first and just tell them 1 or 2, maybe 3 things about your prospect. You guys, do not give us, as a three-way call expert, the whole life story of your prospect. Y'all, I'm blonde. I've got ADD. I ain't going to remember your prospect's name if you give me too much info. So just 1 or 2 things. Hey, Sally is, a busy corporate executive, and she loves skincare products, but she really doesn't have a whole lot of time. She saw the Nerium Experience full presentation video. That's all I need to know about Sally. So what you want to do is put your expert on hold after you put them, after you talk to them, tell them a few things about your prospect. Then call your prospect and say that you're going to be connecting the expert. So here's how it goes. Hey, Sally, I'm super excited to talk to you more about this product I'm using, or to talk to you about this project that I'm working on. And, I know we don't have a lot of time here, but I am new, and I'm really wanted to connect you with someone who's got a little more experience in the business. I really think you're going to love her. Her name is Jamie. So hold on real quick. Let me merge her in. And I merge the calls. I put my phone on mute if I'm not the expert, and I just listen and take notes only. Don't interrupt. After you merge the calls, introduce everybody. Don't interrupt the expert. And then you thank your expert and hang up. There's some great training on the back office about three-way calls if you have further questions about three-way calls, so I'm not going to duplicate that. But if you have any more questions on how to do a three-way call, check out your back office training videos and you can see a little more about that. And then step 5 is sponsor. So we're going to sponsor them as a brand partner or PC. If they're a PC, I'm gonna immediately enroll them in that 90-day real results contest. And if they're a brand partner, I wanna get them to a live event as soon as possible, even if it's just a market party. Obviously, a regional is preferred, but if the next live event is a market party, I want to get them to that so they can immediately get immersed in our culture. So, how again this works, just to recap: step 1, pique interest; step 2, use a third-party tool; step 3, set follow-up; step 4, use a 3-way call. Now, what happens after that 3-way call is most of the time, people are not going to be ready to sign up right there on the call if it's kind of their first exposure. Maybe they've seen a video and now we're putting them on a call, or they've been on a blitz call and now we're putting them on a 3-way call. They may need a little bit more info. They may need to look at some info. They may need to try the product. They may want to come to a live event. So what you're going to do is, if they're not ready to sponsor and get going yet, but they're still somewhat interested, then we're just going to repeat steps 2, 3, and 4 again. So let's say Sally says, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. I definitely think this business may be for me. I just want to try the product first. Great, Sally, no problem. That's what we've got some of these tester bottles for. I'm going to run some over to you today. So then that would be me giving Sally what? Another third-party tool. The product itself would be a third-party tool. So then when I drop off that product, I want to again set a follow-up and do another 3-way call. You guys, there's no rule that you can only do 1 3-way call. You can do 6 or 7 3-way calls. So don't be afraid to do more than 1 3-way call with each prospect. So with that, you guys, I hope that helps you out today. And let's blow it up with 2 a day. And I know I'm going to see all of you on the cruise. So thanks you guys so much. Have a great day.